So in 3, 2, 1... Yeah, boy! Hey guys, welcome back to another video where today we're going to be looking at another version of Blue. Now, this could be something or it could be nothing, but I'm really excited to show you what I have found because it looks really cool. Also opens up some more doors for some potential theories of what could potentially be of Blue. So before I go into that, there is obviously comments from you guys which I absolutely adore reading and obviously going through and responding to you guys, obviously, because I like the theories that you come out with obviously these Rainbow Friends. So we got one here by Bernice Gordon, so thank you. And it goes, I have a theory. I think the Red is the founder in disguise because if he isn't in disguise, the Rainbow Friends would kill him. Red can talk, is not deformed, and is smarter than the Rainbow Friends. And I think he is testing on the Rainbow Friends. Maybe we will see an actual red monster in Chapter 2, fingers crossed there. And also I think the bus driver died because we don't know what happened to the bus driver after he/she crashed the school bus. I'm excited for Chapter 2 as these theories might get answered. Now, I completely agree and I really like the thought process you went down because we never even saw anything to do with the bus driver. Yet, the bus is moving, therefore someone has to be driving it. If it was automated, it would go to the right place regardless of what the sign said. So if it was obviously like an automated bus, a bit like you got in a Tesla where you go autopilot, I want to go here, it will kind of keep an eye on things, but it won't look for small signs that get switched by a user. So the bus driver is a very key point. I like that. But what I also like with this here is obviously saying that Red is actually potentially maybe not like the other Rainbow Friends. Like I say, he could be in disguise. And I like this because maybe if Chapter 2 comes out, we might actually find Red take like his head off. And as weird as that's to say, is it could be like a big old mask. A bit like that, obviously you remove it and it would reveal who's underneath. But obviously in Chapter 1, we don't see this. Red is obviously the scientist guy that's Red. But maybe in Chapter 2, we may be able to see it. Now, something not so great that someone else has commented here, which is Kings and Void Squids. Wicked name, by the way. I'm scared for Rainbow Friends Chapter 2 because the spider, which is obviously the original game these developers have made, is supposed to have a Chapter 2 due to the ending of Chapter 1. Chapter 2 never released in Spider, so I'm a bit worried the future of Rainbow Friends game. Now, there also is a secret in the lobby of Rainbow Friends at the back of the building. Now, I wish he would elaborate a little bit more onto that because I've tried to have a look around and I couldn't really see anything. I would love to know where it is because I would like to see what this is, but more to the point where he obviously has a valid point. So I went to go and play the Spider game recently, and to be fair, there's not too many people playing it, which is probably why they didn't bother making the next chapter. Whereas Rainbow Friends has still got a bit of a following, so I still have high hopes that Chapter 2 is still going to be developed and created by the developers with obviously some like maybe 4 or 5 new monsters to bring into the game. Now, obviously another theory by Sonic X Tornado Blast, and he's got a very good point here, which is I got an idea. So what if purple was a rejection? Like they tried mixing red and blue together, which obviously makes the color purple, and then they threw the purple down the little rejection room, maybe down the drain, which is why he's in the vent. I mean, they might link up if it goes down to the sewers, and then the ventilation system obviously for some reason joins it somehow, and then obviously it's grown from something and then made itself into a little monster that's then made itself into the ventilation system. But going back to this, because the experiment failed and purple escaped through the vents, and that's why he or she is in the vents instead of like all the other characters on land, which could also be purple messing with some of the mechanics in the building. And that's why the water leaks before purple camps in the spot, so I suppose that means before purple actually appears in that particular vent, some water leaks out to give you a heads up, obviously not to walk on it unless you want to have a pretty bad day. So obviously with these comments, they're absolutely awesome. As like I said before, if you've got any theories or anything you think is cool, especially in the game for us to have a look at, please obviously send them my way because I'll be really keen to have a look at them and see if we can try and get some more details out of it. But for now, what we're going to do is head over into a particular game which has this version of Blue that I really want to show you. So I'll catch you in a little while. Okay, so we're in the game. Welcome to this particular game. I'll put the link for it in the description below because I'm sure it's something you're going to want to play. So with this, you've got some morphs, you've got some certain versions of the Rainbow Friends characters, and to unlock them, you need to kind of just pick up the items. So as you can see here, you got the blue hat. And if you just spam the enter button and then hold it and then do whatever you need to do, eventually it will show up in the bottom right corner that you've unlocked the badge so you can use that particular character. But before I go much further, obviously we've got a nice little spawn area here with a few log cabins, a van which is obviously wearing a wizard hat because why would it not? We've got a magical van here, and then we've got a tunnel that leads to something that might look a bit familiar. Now you can probably see as we go through it, the sign here, Oddworld with the Ferris wheel in the background. And in the fence off for the building that we get taken to, a facility. I think that's what we're going to go with the facility that we get kind of dragged to because someone switched this sign around at the beginning of the game. And they've mapped this out pretty cool. Like, it's pretty cool. Obviously, it's a bit shorter, but there's no bus to fit through here. So that's not really a big deal. But what is cool, and I will show you, actually, in fact, is to unlock one of the morphs is there's an item here which you have to jump up to grab it. And it's a zombie green, just as an FYI. But it does say coming soon, which will be quite interesting because I'm curious to know if we can actually go to the fun fair. I assume that's what it is, like a theme park. Likewise, with the actual main facility, that is blocked off and we can't go there. But fortunately, we don't need to in this game because what we can do is go and find this particular version of blue. And before we find that, what I'm going to do is quickly show you the normal blue first because I want you to see the before and after of the two versions. So we've just spawned to the morph room. As you can see, you've got green, blue, orange, and obviously some others which we will excitingly show you shortly. But what we're going to do is head over to here and then go to blue. So open up, please. Thank you. And we are now an interesting version of blue. So granted, it's not to scale. Bear with that though, because it's got the key features. Obviously, he is blue. He's got the big smile with the bit of saliva dripping out. That's fair. He's got the patched eye, he's got the normal eye, and he's got the crown. Now, okay, the body shape is a little bit different, but you could look at this and go, you can tell who it is. So with that being said, this is pretty legit. I like this because you can tell who it is and the character matches up to what you expect. And then we were down there a second ago, just as an FYI, we were down there and we're now up here. But let me go and bring him downstairs. So this is obviously the normal blue, the one that we kind of expect. And by that, I mean, it's a variant of it. As I've just mentioned, it's not the true legit one, like the size and proportions, but you can tell it's blue. Remember that. That is the key feature. And with that, you can go around obviously searching in these buildings for the item that we're going to need, which is this baseball cap. So we've got the Tussie blue, and we're going to go through this door. And then through here, we should have another one in here. There it is. Just spam that and pick that one up. Awesome. Remember, I have already got most of these. I'm just double checking that I've actually got them all because it'd be a bit of a shame if I don't have them all and I try to show you something and then end up dying. So the party hat, obviously, is just that one up there. Spam that. I've obviously got it already. I'm going to assume there's one in this building as well. I was wrong. There's none there. But that's fine because what we've got here is obviously, at this point, I think I've managed to get all of the ones I need to be able to unlock this version of blue. I need to show you, or I really want to show you. We just go down here, spam this. And what I'll do is I'll go and quickly see if I can go find this alternative version of blue, which could also potentially be like a different form, like a final form or an alternative form if like later on in the days, or even in chapter 2, if Red experiments on him a bit more. Okay, so I've changed into this particular version of blue, and I think you're going to really like him. And obviously, I hope you agree with me, but I really hope it gets brought into the game because it could be really cool with this particular version of blue showing us maybe if Red experiments on him more and he becomes like an ultimate version of blue, almost like a boss, because he has many colors on him, which means he could absorb powers from the other monsters of like the rainbow, which makes him into this particular character and more importantly makes him stupidly powerful. So in 3, 2, 1, yeah, boy, look what we've got here. So we've got like a white version of blue. I mean, do I keep calling him blue at this point? And as you can see, the saliva must be toxic because it's changing colors, probably of the rainbow and probably of the scale. And as you can see, he's gained a unicorn horn. I mean, I'm going to call it a blue horn, I guess, at this point because it's blue and it's a horn. Makes sense to me. But as you can see, it is luminous kind of pinky purple. I mean, I don't know what kind of thing that is. I'd say it's probably more of a, I'm going to say it's purple. And then you got a dark purple or violet and the back on the crown. Now, this is pretty cool. I really like this version or this look of blue. I mean, like I say, I feel like it can work really well as a potential boss, like in a later stage of Rainbow Friends, because it's almost like Red's gone, you know what? We need to make blue back to more his normal self, because obviously he was never the case of obviously drooling for one, and he lost an eye, but he's probably thinking, right, because I've done something to him, maybe we need to kind of give him some more power back. And he's taken a little bit from orange, a little bit from purple, a little bit from red, a little bit from green, and obviously he is blue, so he doesn't need to get any more blue, as it were, because he is blue, so he doesn't need any of that. And I reckon this is something very similar to what could actually come out of it. Now, I don't know about you guys, I don't know what your thoughts are, but I think this is actually a really cool idea. Clearly, you can see it's not in the game. This is something that I think would be really cool to have, and like a key keep saying it could be an awesome boss character, or like the final character where you've got to collect some items and you've got some music that's quite rushed in the background, and he's obviously chasing you like this, and then he actually can go through doors, so if you close the door, he can just go straight through them. Maybe it's a bit extreme. Maybe he can just bash them open and knock you out the way if you get in the way. I mean, that seems a little bit more plausible, you know, given that he's going to be almighty strong. Obviously, he's going to be chasing you very, very, very quickly, probably faster than how Orange is going around the track, in my opinion, because like I say, he would be getting kind of perks from the other colours. So Orange, maybe his speed. Purple, maybe his kind of cleverness to kind of hide and set up traps, as it were, because let's be honest, Purple hides in vents, he camps out, waits for you to go by as a victim, and then traps you when you go past. And then you've got, obviously, Green, who kind of, unfortunately, is blind, but he's got super hearing. I think that's what we're going to agree with at this point. He's got really good hearing. But I would say, and Red as well, but I think it's safe to say Red may not add anything into him because he doesn't want him to become too intelligent. I think that's what Red's got over the others, is just purely intelligence. Now, with that being said, I think that kind of sums up this video with this particular character. I think it's a really cool potential alternative form of Blue, and I would love to know what you guys think as well. But as always, like the video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!